that dominated the headlines in the nation's capital.
Breaking news is a really fast-paced, exciting thrill ride that will take you on a roller coaster ride with twists and turns, and just when you think it's going to be predictable, it veers off in a different direction. It's a satirical look at television news. It's the kind of book that you can just read on the airplane, at the beach. You want to escape from reality for a little while and just sit back and have a fun read that's going to hold your attention. And then you want to reread it because you'll think, wait a second, did that really happen? What inspired me to write this was that back in 2005, if you remember, Natalie Holloway disappeared. All the news media outlets covered was Natalie Holloway, her blonde image on the TV, cable news, network news, every single night. At the same time, they realized that there were no WMDs in Iraq.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere.
And the justification for attacking Iraq was not there. But instead of covering that, the news decided to cover Natalie Holloway's disappearance. It was at that point that I realized that television news was broken. And that's how the story of Bill Ramey, television news producer, was born. So I had the idea for the story, but I really wanted realism. I wanted somebody in the business to help me with this. And that's when I talked with Mike Gudgel. Mike has worked on some of the most sensational news stories over the last 25 years, including JonBenet Ramsey's murder, the little girl who was murdered in Colorado. There was Lacey Peterson, the pregnant woman murdered on Christmas Day in Northern California. And then Chandra Levy, the intern for House Representative Congdon, who was murdered in Washington, D.C.
A mystery that has haunted a family.
And in fact, we use the information that he got on those stories in breaking news. Mike is first and foremost a legitimate journalist. He covered the Persian Gulf War in 1992, the Iraq War over the last 10 years, and he's been in Afghanistan, and that's where he currently does most of his work. So working together, we wove a story about a television news producer who gets caught up in a media frenzy surrounding a missing blonde and a senator running for re-election. Breaking news means two things. One, it's about a breaking news story, but it's also about the breaking of news, how television news is really falling apart. We've put out something really compelling and interesting, and people have told us that. It's all of the kind of the dirty secrets, the dirty laundry of television news. It's a satire, it's a mystery, it's a thriller, it's a fun read, but it's not depressing. It is real, and honestly, I think all of it could happen. The simple headshot showed that the missing Tiffany Cross had everything needed to create a news frenzy. She had white skin, smooth and unblemished, blonde hair that cascaded down her shoulders, light brown eyes that looked demurely into the camera, and a smile with perfect teeth. People in the industry have told me that they love this book. They have a great time trying to figure out who's who. It reminds me of Jon Stewart on steroids. The attractive defendant, her suave attorneys, and the media queen had all worked together to meld entertainment with reality to form some strange, voyeuristic entertainity. Like Bonfire of the Vanities and the movie Broadcast News, breaking news really rings true. And it'll make you laugh.
There was the anguish of a mother and father.